let's finally drop this puck, get the action going.
Drops one, shot, score! Dylan Gunther lights the lamp! Utah on the board first!
Welcome back to the Puck Drop Podcast. I'm Cole Chapman. I'm here with Dustin Edgington, and we're back.
Beau Bertagnolli.
We're back. We've got a couple reads to do. We are brought to you by.
It just never ends.
We're brought to you by Utah Brewing Co. up in Ogden. Go check them out, and they officially have their Bar Down IPA in the Delta Center. So when you guys go to a Utah Mammoth game, you know what beer to get. The Utah Bar Down. Make sure you grab it. And then this episode is also brought to you by Ogden's own distillery. Five Wives Vodka. The puck drops and the whistle blows and a legend is born. After the game, grab a legend of your own. Five Wives Vodka from Ogden's own distillery. The perfect addition to any cocktail. Grab a bottle today and find it at your local liquor store. And please drink responsibly. And we are here with
Beau Bertagnolli.
Beau Bertagnolli.
The man with the legend.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
That. So, as a new I've heard Beau Bertagnolli throughout many times throughout the year and a half that me and Dustin have been prepping for this podcast. So I want to hear what the relationship is, and let's start there.
I mean, I've known Beau for I don't know how long at this point, to be honest. His dad was our coach.
Yeah, I mean, you played with my younger brother, right?
Yeah.
So probably since you were 7, 8 years old.
Yeah,
We've known each
Give
other.
or take, for sure, yeah. Been a long time. I mean, Beau's had one heck of a career. I've always looked up to him, I'll be honest. We're similar height. I mean, the dude's just
So you didn't really look.
Yeah.
I looked
Not
at
a lot
him.
of people look up to me.
Yeah, I took a look at him, but yeah, no, just, I mean, everything that he holds phenomenal, if that makes sense. I mean, just the way he carries himself every day is something that people should look at and try to mimic and be.
Love it.
Sure.
Love it.
Very, very, very.
So you guys didn't actually play hockey together?
No, never really.
Practices and stuff.
Yeah, but
not
we always were like a
little age group
yeah,
out.
the age group out. So
All right, well, let's hear your involvement in hockey, Mr.
Everything, upbringing,
Mr.
start
Beau.
from the get-go.
yeah, man. Well, like Dustin said, grew up playing youth hockey here in Utah, primarily for the organization in Ogden. At the time, it was called Golden Spike Amateur Hockey Association. So things have kind of changed, obviously, since then. But yeah, just kind of tried to pursue that as, I wouldn't say a career, right? Like, obviously, we all have dreams to play in the NHL, but just tried my best to take it as far as I could, and did all the things that these young kids want to do. Moved away, played AAA hockey, played junior A hockey. Ended up finishing my career at the University of Utah, playing on their club hockey team, and then for the last 10 years, I've been involved in coaching in the state of Utah for youth hockey. So really, kind of a lifelong hockey rink rat. Nut, whatever you want to call it. But
Born and this all started here in Utah?
all started here in Utah. Yeah, I was first generation hockey player. I don't really know how my parents got me into it. So none of my family played or anything like that, but I was the first one to kind of throw the skates on and took a liking to it, and the rest is kind of history. Just taken me a lot of really cool places, both as a player and just as a person. So, I owe a lot of who I am to the game and to the people that I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by throughout my time in the game.
And with
Love
that, even with that being said, too, huge shout out to John Bertagnolli.
Yeah. My dad, obviously, like I said, he didn't play hockey, but kind of, especially how it was back in the day, right? And being in a state where hockey wasn't really popular when we were kids. Dad coaches were kind of the way of the land, right? And so not only my dad, John, who coached both my age group and Destin's age group throughout the years, but many other dads, right, that were involved that just made the game a great experience and allowed us all to kind of thrive in it that we all played with.
Well, and he kind of created a path. I mean, in all fairness, he really did. All things considered, just seeing the level of play that we were playing at, we shouldn't have been there. But then we'd come back, bounce back, and then be there. And then he took Utah and turned that into D1.
Yeah, so
there was a lot.
kind of a little bit of backstory there, right?
Yeah,
so like I said, ended up finishing my career at the University of Utah. When I went away and played juniors and all that, a lot of my buddies that I grew up with in Ogden ended up going to the University of Utah just for school, joined their club hockey team, and somehow convinced my dad to use his spare time to coach the club hockey team with really nothing in it, right? It's not a paid position. Didn't have any kids on the team or anything like that. And so he ended up taking over the University of Utah club hockey team. And
without actually being a player.
Yeah, so my dad grew up playing football, right? Like athlete, been around sports his whole life, and just he's kind of a student of the game. So growing up, he was our coach, but he just learned everything, right? Like he was willing to study. He took all the USA hockey classes and just did a really good job of immersing himself into what it means to be a hockey coach, right? Both the technical aspects of the game and
mental
structure.
Aspects and
honestly, like I think if I could say there's one thing that he's like really, really good at, and he does this daily in his just career, right, is he's just a very good people manager, right? Like he knows how to manage people in a positive, in a way to make them thrive. Motivating, things like that.
Which is a very special skill set
Really
on its own. Not everybody can do that.
And honestly,
like father,
man,
like son.
And honestly, man, like I got into coaching right out of college, right? Like when I was 26. Actually, Paul Taylor, who's the head coach for the Outliers, gave me my first job in coaching. The Outliers ran a youth program right when they first came here that they kind of disbanded. It was just too much going on for them. And hockey being such a small world, I actually played for Paul Taylor when I was 16 in Dallas. So that's kind of where the connection was. Yeah. So he gave me my first coaching job, and I was young, right? Thought I knew the game, thought it was going to be easy, but
was that the Ice Jets?
That's who I played for, was the Ice Jets. Yeah. But back to the people manager thing, I quickly learned that, a lot of people know hockey, right? A lot of people can drop a drill on the board. A lot of people can teach kids how to skate, teach kids how to shoot. But it's really the motivation, the management of people, all of that separates good coaches. So I don't think necessarily like having played the game is automatically something that you have to have on your resume to be a good coach in any sport, right? I'm not hockey, soccer, baseball, it doesn't matter. But it took me not a long time, right? But a few years to kind of learn that that's the important role. And that's where my dad fit in, right? Is he understood that he'd been doing it his whole life his career. And he just immersed himself in the game. And yeah, one thing led to another. And he was coaching the University of Utah club hockey team. And he did it for 6-7 years.
Oh, was that long? I was thinking like 3 to 4.
He coached for the first year was the year I was playing juniors, and then I came back and actually ended up playing at the U, and he was there I was in college forever, right? Couldn't figure out what I want to do, but
I think a lot of people can resonate with that.
Right, I wouldn't say like all 4 years, right? Because definitely wasn't 4 years, but however long, right? 5 years that I played. Ended up being a really cool experience, right? My younger brother, who, like we talked about, played with Dustin, great athlete. He was a football player as well, so played football in high school, didn't really try to do the hockey thing like I did. But when he got to the University of Utah just to go to school, being a good athlete and playing his whole life, he was able to join the club team. And so there was 3 years out of my college hockey career where my dad was the coach. Me and my brother were both playing on the team. So it was really cool. Kind of a full circle moment and kind of a fun way to end.
And then that's probably when he hung up his hat then?
He hung up the year, my last year is the last year he coached. My little brother, I think, played one more year after I coached. Brett Harris took over the team. So, so he kind of got him on the path to go into the D1 club level. They were D2 one more year after he retired or decided not to do it anymore, whatever term you want to use for that level of hockey. And then after that, I just kind of jumped into coaching. I think he's one of the reasons I jumped into coaching, and then also some of the other great coaches that I've been fortunate to be around, right? So, and I've played for some good coaches, right? Some coaches that are very well known in the game of hockey, and I feel very lucky to have been able to not only play for them, but just meet them as people. I know you guys have talked to a few local hockey legends, Nick Halloran being one, right? I played with Alex, his older brother. We actually played when we were 18, we played for Nick's coach in Finland. I know Nick's in Germany now, but Ricard. Yeah, so Ricard was my U18 coach.
Yeah, so to dive into that real quick too, though, you spent some time over in Europe, didn't you?
So not some time really, but I was fortunate enough when I was first coaching, when I was young, before I had a family and all that, I was obviously a lot more adapt to being able to do these kind of things, but I really wanted to learn, right? Like just more about what makes certain countries or certain teams better than others, right? I mean, because especially in today's day and age with technology and social media and just access to information, there's no real reason why everyone shouldn't have that knowledge in a sense, right?
Yeah.
But again, so I was very curious. So I reached out to Ricard after I was done with college, and he set me up to go over and hang out with the Swedish national U17 and U18 team for a week, which was really cool. Right. So I got to go spend some time with them, learn from them. It was kind of their like preseason training camp. They do things a little differently over there than we do in the U.S. as far as their national teams. But so those kids don't play together all year. They play on their club teams and they come together just for tournaments. But it was kind of like their identification camp and all that. But it was really cool. Like it was.
So what'd you determine with like why certain countries or certain areas of the world are better at hockey? What was your self determination?
I think it's leadership, right? Like, and it's the structure that you put into place, right? And I'm not saying that we don't have good leadership or good structure, because I do think the U.S. is one of the better countries in hockey for sure. Obviously, it's shown with the recent success both in the World Juniors, the Four Nations Face-Off. Obviously, we just won the Holinsky, I believe it's called, Gretzky Cup with a local Utah kid. Well, he's not local anymore. He moved away.
Carroll?
Yeah,
Carroll?
so I actually coached Schaefer when he was 8-9 years old.
I worked with his dad.
Yeah, Clint.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clinton. Yep. He's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was super cool to see him excel. But as you can see, like we're winning at younger ages and all that kind of thing. What I really liked about Sweden is everything is done from the top down, right? So the systems the national team runs for the men, the U16 team runs those systems. So these kids kind of just have a path, right? The other thing I really liked that they told me, the coaches over there told me Ricard put in place was every coach and staff member has an equal voice, right? So if you're the video coach or you're the equipment manager, if you're in a meeting and you feel like you can contribute, you can contribute.
I like that.
I've obviously never hung around USA Hockey in that sense, so I don't know their philosophy on that. But typically in North America, in other sports, we are more of like an army style, right? Like this is kind of the boss. You kind of stay in your lane, but I thought it was really cool, right? It made it feel like more of a community, and it also made it feel like they were able to solve problems and get new ideas and things in place faster than potentially we are, right?
I love that you said that, because one thing that I've gathered just from here compared to, like, let's say European style, because I've done my research on a ton of things as well. Okay. Piggybacking off of you.
Pull your microphone up, please. Pull it, yank it.
Anyways, so the one thing that I really gathered was like kids that, you know, they want to hear feedback. But if they hear it from the same person over and over and over again, it's going to start to just go through one ear out the other. So when you're getting a perspective from everybody, I feel like that's where it's going to be able to, okay, maybe I read that right instead of it coming from over here on certain things. Does that make sense?
And something else I think in Europe, and I noticed this just with other sports because I'm kind of a sports junkie, right, is they just take sports differently over there, right? And I don't mean more serious, but it's more of a lifestyle. Right, like from the time they're a little kid to the time they're a pro in any sport, right? They're taught to eat right, they're taught to sleep right, they're taught to all of those things, right? Where in America, unless you're in certain programs, right? Like I think we get in this mindset that it's just I'm on the ice X amount of times, or I'm kicking a soccer ball X amount of times, right? Like everything over there is just seems to be more fine tuned, but I do think there's benefits to the way we do things too, right? We obviously have a larger pool of players in every sport, right? Like European countries are small, man, right? Like Sweden doesn't have nearly the amount of youth hockey players that America does. Okay.
Yeah. And well, I like the just because like you're, let's say, the leader. Like I felt this way at like my day jobs, you know, like just like I know that I have a really good idea and you're not going to implement it just because I'm lower on the totem pole.
Well, and you probably feel less motivated as an employee, right? You're like,
absolutely.
why do I want to keep thinking of these ideas, or why do I need to put in this
100%.
extra effort? Because it doesn't really matter.
I quit that job.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Where like over there, like, as a coach, you stay motivated, right? Or maybe you're the equipment manager, but you were a youth hockey player. So ultimately, your goal is to be a coach, right? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
your goal is to be a coach, right? So you feel empowered and you're motivated, right? You're going to come to work every day with the desire to improve personally, right?
Yeah.
Whether it leads to a job in that organization or with that team or whatever, you're motivated day in and day out to continue to be better. Where a lot of times, and I've experienced this even coaching in Utah, right? When I've been a coach of a team in an organization where you want to implement change, but it's kind of that this is the way we do things, right? Or I know better than you know better. And then as a coach or as an employee, because we've all had those jobs, that you're just like, well, I'm just going to show up and put in the amount of work I have to get my paycheck, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's where some of these countries have maybe in the past been better than us. I do think USA Hockey, like I said, is obviously making huge strides, and that shows in the results. But I also think that's because I've gone through the whole coaching program. I'm a level 5 coach. And what I hear is they're more exploring, right? Like they're doing exchange programs with other countries and teams. And so I think USA Hockey is doing a good job at doing their own, I don't want to use the word soul searching, right? But digging and how can we be better? So I do think that it's changing.
Almost like a abroad, like work abroad type of thing.
Yeah,
like,
or we'll
Picking
send
people's brains.
Yeah, or we'll send our coaches to their national team for a couple weeks, and they'll just pick each other's brains and learn. And then their coaches come over and learn about some things we do, right? Because traditionally, it's been, I mean, you guys that probably study hockey know this, right? Like traditionally, there's been North American hockey, European hockey. They're like two completely different styles.
You got like finesse and speed.
And
like,
all skill, right? Bigger rink over there.
Yeah, take away
Here,
time and space.
here it's
and,
like, we're going to hit you. We're going to take away. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like, not that we didn't have skilled players,
right.
but like, it was a totally different philosophy, right? So then it's just like, okay, well, how can a country like Sweden that has 50% of the players we have to choose from be kicking our ass consistently? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think US Hockey's done a good job over the past 20 years changing that mentality of like, we're willing to willing to learn and implement things that make other countries successful.
And then you can kind of see the combination where, like, yeah, if your head's down, you might get lit, depending on who's going at you.
And I mean,
But
not that there isn't guys from Europe that are going to lay you out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
no, for
there's
sure.
some bruisers,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like Victor Hedman, like some of these guys, they're monsters, right?
Yeah.
But you also look at those guys' skill ability compared to what a 6'5" defenseman from America in the 90s were is completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're not just getting the tap. You're out there. You can actually control the puck. And, yeah, it's crazy.
And I hope that changes in youth hockey too, right? Because unfortunately, and what I've seen growing up here is there has always kind of been a divide, right? In organizations and coaches, and everyone's kind of wanting to do things their own way and prove they're this or prove they're that. And I hope that as USA Hockey grows and puts out more information and all that, we can as a state, and not only us, right? It's every state has the same problem, but can work together so kids are getting that same development, whether they're becoming pros or not, right?
Right.
Whether they're just loving to play the game, but they're getting that same development. They're getting that same culture. Coaches are getting that same culture, right? Like you coached for me, had a couple of teams that you worked with. And I think like when everyone's working together, it's just more fun too, right? Like as a coach.
Blast.
Yeah, right. Like it's way more fun as a coach to go in and be like, we're all in this together. Right? And it's way more fun to be able to go play against a team that might be considered your rival, but be able to sit down at the bar after with the opposing coach and just either talk hockey or talk whatever, right? Because you're doing the same thing, especially as a youth hockey coach, right? End of the day, as a youth hockey coach in Utah, you should be stoked when any kid out of Utah goes anywhere, whether it's from your program, whether it's from another program or our program, right? Like our goal as youth hockey coaches is to move these kids on. And if that's what we can do, everyone in Utah should be taking pride for that.
Yep.
Not just, oh, this kid went to this organization or this kid's from this organization. Yeah, that's true. But he's also from Utah, right? And the better we can do that, I think that the more on the national stage, Utah will get recognized as an up-and-coming hockey state.
Yeah. Well, and having the NHL here obviously helps with that case.
The NHL is going to help a ton, right? Like, I'm really excited to see what the Mammoth do youth-wise, right? Like, just hopefully kind of bringing
community
together. Yeah, right? Like,
yeah. It's going to take them, I think, a while
It'll
to
be
figure it out.
for sure 3 or 4 or 5 years. Give
for
or
sure,
take.
right? And I mean, you never know what their ultimate goals are, right? Like, I think when you're in Vegas and there's one organization and you come in, it's easy to just kind of take over, right? And everyone wants to be a junior night.
Mm-hmm.
Utah, we got 6 different organizations, right? Like
big established
big,
organizations.
established, right? Those organizations don't want to just give kids away necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, when we were coaching, I mean, I was coaching and he was obviously director. I mean, there was 5 teams at 12U.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Like-
ton of kids playing hockey.
And
right?
then 10,000 more just signed up after the Mammoth.
Yeah, there's a ton of kids playing hockey. It's great to see.
And
right?
one thing that I did like what you said, and this was a long time ago, we had to talk about it, like that you were trying to do, which would have been hard. Now maybe it could be implemented, is literally your birth year. So you have like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Each
I
year
think-
instead of that age gap.
I
in
think
and
we'll
out.
get there, right? I think you obviously need to have a ton of players,
Right.
right? Like, and it helps if the whole state goes to that kind of model. Obviously, when you see like Michigan, Minnesota, these big states, right? They're able to put
Because those kids will stay together. for
yeah, and
a
they're
long
able to do
time.
that because they have enough kids, right? Ogden, Park City. At the end of the day, you're at the mercy of the kids that sign up, right? So you can have that plan, that's great. But if you only got 5 kids in that birth year,
Then what do you do?
you can't really do it, right? You got to combine those birth years.
Yeah. I
Right.
think that'll level out over the next
That's
5
part of
years.
the-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's part
growing,
of the
right? Yeah,
process,
it's
so.
definitely growing, right? And I think a key to that though too is parents understand it, right? Of like, it's better to play with your peers than it is to play up a level. Some kids can play up a level, right? Like, I'm not saying don't play up a level if you're not capable, but I think it's better to be playing with your peers because, like
that
you said,
chemistry.
you're going to grow with them, right?
Yeah.
Like, eventually, the older kids are going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
my nephew Corver, I think he was bumped up
Yeah.
in age bracket. I was like,
Yeah, and like I think it was different when we were playing, right? We always had the 2 age brackets,
Yeah.
but we had a much smaller pool, right? Like, it was every other year you played with the same kid. So one year you were the young kid, the next year you were the old kid, and the next year you were the young kid again, and you were the old kid, right? But you played with the same kids, right? Like,
yeah.
there was no organizational hopping.
So
Yeah,
this
that's-
is the guy that took all of our shit out of our room
What do you mean?
at camp.
Oh yeah, I mean, just fun stuff, you know. what I mean?
No, it was a blast.
Oh,
but yeah,
it's
I was
all
all
fun.
this is
And
him.
I was just gonna say, like,
It was deserved,
but growing up with the same team, it would be because I never played hockey, right? I got into hockey by being the music guy for the Utah Grizzlies, and I just fell in love with the sport. But like, as a team, like, I played junior jazz basketball and stuff like that. But like, being able to have that same team throughout like your whole as your whole upbringing growing up, that would be amazing.
Oh, it was awesome, man.
That
And-
would be awesome.
And not only the same team, right, but kind of the same like me and Dustin are a good example, right? Like, we
Yeah.
never played together, but the fact is we were at the rink together all the time.
Yeah.
So you had brothers that were younger playing together,
Yeah.
and it was like, it just was a really good community.
But you guys had the same team.
yeah. Well, it was the same team, just
From-
different. He was just older.
Well, right. But like, the team that you played for and the team that you played for was the same exact team your whole
Pretty
junior
much.
career.
In and out.
For the most part, yeah.
for,
like, yeah,
for
so,
a fair amount
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
yeah,
at
so
least.
I played at
that's-
Golden Spike Ogden from the time I was 5, right? Started to the time I was 16 and chose to move away.
And I did 2 years in Salt Lake for the Stars, and then came back
Well,
to
okay,
Ogden.
so maybe I'm like, so I know that you played for the same organization, but like teammates. Were your
Pretty
teammates-
much, yeah. So
Okay.
like,
you get a couple.
'Cause
when
that
it-
would be cool to have like the same teammates.
Yeah,
your whole
but
like
but I would say, right, like, some of my best friends to this day still are kids that I played hockey with when I was 5 years old.
yeah,
And that's because
Yeah.
we literally played together every year from the time we were 5
yeah. That's
to the
awesome.
time we got to be 16.
Yeah.
Right? Because at that point, right, some kids are choosing to take it more serious than others or whatever. But
And is it still a similar platform to what we were just talking about, or has it moved on a little bit from that?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of shopping around, I feel like. with
Yeah, there's
kids
a
these
ton,
days,
right?
and-
Like, I mean, I've been a coach for, like I said, 10 years, and I've had kids that have played for literally every organization in the state,
Yeah.
right? And they're 13 years old.
Yeah.
So by the time they're 13, they've played for everywhere,
Yeah.
right? And it's just different, right? More options. I
Yeah.
mean, we can go on for hours about why that's the case. But no, it's cool. Like it was really cool to have the same thing. And I think hockey's super unique, man. Like we've all played other sports, right? Baseball, football, soccer, whatever it was. Hockey's the only sport that when you're a kid, you're in a locker room. Right? Like every other sport, you show up to the field with your jersey on. You maybe have a 10-minute meeting with your team and your coach before. Game's over. You have a little 10-minute meeting. Boom, you're back in the car with your parents.
Yeah.
Hockey, from the time you're 8 years old, you're stuffed in a little box
running around together.
with 15 guys, right? And like you have to learn conflict and you have to deal with this and deal with that. And it's like,
I mean, there's a little bit of hazing and bullying, but it's like, you know what? It comes back around. I mean, it's not
makes
like
your
that
skin
bad
a
though.
little
Like that
thick, you know?
sounds thick. I don't want to.
yeah,
I don't want to
but
make it that.
I just mean like what I'm saying is like you're just so close, right? Because you're there for
you
30
build
minutes.
that camaraderie.
30 minutes before, 30 minutes after, right?
Yeah,
and you're
absolutely.
just hanging out, right? And so you're going through ups and downs with each other where I feel like when I played youth baseball or youth soccer or whatever, you had a bad game, it's like
Just kind of
you just left, right? You get in the car and you left,
Yeah.
right? Or like,
Well, and that's why I brought up basketball, because like I had 1 year where we like won the championship and that was it. You know, I never saw those kids again.
oh yeah.
And it's like, that would have been so nice to like build a freaking team throughout like the years following and whatnot. So,
It goes a long way. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really what I think that nailed it with separating what it is like with building camaraderie and that relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because you do spend so much time, even car rides. You
Yeah,
know,
car rides,
you
bus
bunk up.
rides, right?
Yeah,
All those kind of
absolutely.
things. And you still have some of that, right? I don't want to say that that's not happening, right? But that's definitely fewer and far between than it used to be.
Well,
Yeah.
and us
Right.
growing up, I mean, we had an era of how did this many hockey players become
Mm-hmm.
even what we were?
Well, and I also think too, when we were kids, like, I mean, we wanted to win. I don't want to say we want to win. If you're competitive, you want to win, right? But like, we weren't chasing this. We need to play AA, AAA, whatever. It was like we want to play with our buddies because it's awesome, it's fun, and if we're playing A hockey, great. If we're playing AA hockey, great. If we're playing B hockey, great, right? Like, not that we didn't want to win inside that level, but it wasn't this. I'm 12 years old. I have to be playing AAA, or I'm
Yeah.
12 years old. I have to be playing AA. It was like
There's not a stigma.
every year it's like, where do you want to play this year? Well, where are my buddies playing? Right? Like that's what it was, right? Like, and everyone just stayed together. And it was that way in Salt Lake too. Like my age group, the Stars, were always the dominant team. That's like who Alex Halloran played for and all that.
McDonald.
Yeah, Colton McDonald, Chase McDonald, right? All those guys, which we all ended up playing together at the U, which was awesome, right? Hated their guts till I was 18.
Until you got old enough to
Yeah,
realize
now
they were cool.
now we're best buddies, right? Like we hang out. So, but yeah, so it was all over, right? It wasn't exclusive to our organization. It was just cool
Yeah.
to be a part of something like that, right? And I feel bad for some of the kids today; they don't get to experience that because, like Destin said, there is a lot of shopping around. Is it better, worse? I'm not here to say that, right? Like it depends on what your goal is as a family, but I think. I do think there was a lot of really fun things that came from, like you said, having the same group of kids every year.
That'd be cool.
For sure.
Well, we've got about a minute left.
Anything else you want to say real quick?
What's your message to the youth hockey organizations in Utah?
Not really much, man. Just like, I just hope the kids enjoy it, right? Like, don't be in a race to grow up. Don't be in a race to move away from home. Like, enjoy playing because
Have
I'm
fun.
sure Destin will tell you, end of the day, we're all going to end up in the same spot, right? Like, I don't care what sport it is, the chance of being a professional is slim to none. And we do this because it's fun.
Love it.
You're the man, Beau. Been a long time.
Yeah. Well, speaking of time flying by, this
know.
podcast flies by.
Time capsule in here.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys. I
No,
appreciate you having
yeah.
me on, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, that was great. I think
it's always fun to come talk about the state of hockey.
I mean, we've talked to a lot of people on this podcast, and I think I learn more and more, you know, and it's interesting to hear that kids
He's so
got to
knowledgeable.
grow up together on the same team and didn't, and you know, it's that's a huge aspect, I think, in growing a team and whatnot. So that's cool.
Yeah, and just
But
like
yeah.
I said, enjoying the sport.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Well, it just sheds light on how awesome the sport of hockey really
Yeah.
is, you know, compared like especially when you compare it to like all these other organizations and whatnot. It's like
There's not a
it's an
chance
amazing
that you
sport.
Don't
you know?
really go out, and if you're near a rink, you're not going to run into somebody you know.
Yep.
yeah,
don't know,
it's
you know.
awesome, man. It's like I said, it's taken me a lot of cool places, giving me a lot of cool things, and
Builds
great-
character.
grateful I've had the opportunity to be involved in the sport, and excited to. I got a 15-month-old at home, so
Oh,
hopefully,
can't wait to see this kid.
you know, one day he'll be on skates, right? After
Oh,
he's
man.
he'll be on a golf course first, but that's a different story. So
That's fair enough.
Right on. Love it. Well,
Thanks, Bo.
the Utah Mammoth season is officially underway, guys. So make sure you go get your tickets, go to your games, go get a bar down beer from Utah. Looking forward to this season. Really looking forward to seeing what happens with all these off-season moves. I think we're gonna make the playoffs, and I think everybody in Utah thinks we're gonna make the playoffs. So looking
We'll get
forward
there
to
when
it.
we get there.
Looking forward to it. No, we're gonna make the damn playoffs.
Yeah.
Don't be saying that. Thanks, Bo. This has been the
thanks,
Puck Show
guys. Appreciate it.
podcast. We'll see you guys next week.